Morning, happy Tuesday, happy book review day. Today's book is another audiobook, and unfortunately the toner on my printer is running out, so I guess I need to change that at some point. But it's Lyle Tolhurst's Cured. Lyle equals Lawrence, the original drummer for The Cure. So he wrote this memoir, I think it came out in 2016, and it covers the very beginning of The Cure all the way up into his departure in 1989. So Lawrence, saying Lyle is just kind of odd for me, but Lawrence and Robert Smith were very good friends from the age of 5. And so it's a really interesting kind of perspective. Lawrence is the original drummer. He and Robert meet very young, and he keeps a close accounting of their childhood relationship, and then obviously the forming of The Cure, and then like starting to get gigs, and then ultimately his alcoholism and narcotic use that led to his departure in '89 before the Disintegration album. He doesn't get into any of the stuff after that, which is, he does a lot of other music things independently. And then I think it's in 2010 or 2011, he comes back and they perform the first 3 albums in their entirety, I think in Sydney. Obviously, I'm a big Cure fan, so I'm just a huge nerd. And honestly, I know a little bit about each of the members, but this is the first time I'm really reading something that talks about in depth who these people were. And though it's Lawrence's book, he spends a lot of time talking about Robert and Robert's development as a lyricist, and then also his going from just being a guitarist to being a guitarist and singer, and just kind of how that band grows. And there are lots of interesting things in there just from a music appreciation standpoint, where he addresses how there's really no blueprint as to how to create a band. There's no how-to book. There's no YouTube or any of the things that there are available now where you could kind of hear behind-the-scenes stories. And so they just kind of started doing it. In fact, he really didn't have an instrument. For a while, he stole cymbals from their school so that he had something to kind of play. And there's all kinds of fun stories like that. And one of the things that I think might surprise people who don't know a whole lot about The Cure, that they were earlier on, they were very scrappy and they got in a number of fights. So they're a bit of a brawlers at times. And I don't know. I love a good biography, and especially when you involve something I like music, and then a band I actually care about as well. So it was interesting to gain a new perspective and in the early beginnings and kind of how it went. So, Lyle Tolhurst, Cured, I would recommend. Have a good one. What are you reading? Always curious in that. Please do send me recommendations and what you're currently reading, because I like seeing what else is out there. So it might make it to my list. Who knows? Thanks. Bye.